Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And yeah, I'm gonna continue today. So yeah, there's one other thing that proves that man was Detective Goodman. So to enter the evidence room, one must use the ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a recording of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card recorded right here, Your Honor. The ID at 5:14 is at the time of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing that does strike me as unusual, several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain specific cases. Specific or special? I don't know what I should read better, but I do not. Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Oh, my eyes, sorry. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Mystery Man. There's one other... Okay. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone. So, if my hand wasn't wrapped in badges, I even give the V for the victory sign, so couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what might say until every last second. Is that card hanging from your neck, that one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you? Keep it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining times it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, maybe I should just leave this last. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police departments and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there is a recording of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony, it's far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You think too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Wait, there is 20 there. When the ID card used the recorder of it. Let it be noted that this is the recording to the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman. What is the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not the prosecution again. Maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide there. Mommy, it's that man in blue, a murderer. Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my action or the consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his phone. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir, he didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradiction. Let's point them out. I'm confused. The problem with this ID card? Okay. Okay. There is another thing proves that Tim Goodman's today. Okay. First off, I must. Here. The last one that came in was Mike Meekins, Miles Edgeworth. Oh God. Who came in first though? All the sevens. I'm gonna save here so I don't need to do it all over again. Let's save here. If something happens to this recording, I can restart it. Okay. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a recording of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. But we found it. Yes. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at it. Good at waiting, sir. Okay, I'm so glad I got it without looking at the guide, because it's always boring when I look at the guide. I had the victim's ID card right here. Found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost items report. It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Oh, his ID card. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order. So now what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecution have anything? Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defendant's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not the Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. And I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. The victim in this video is fake. Then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of the murder. Huh? That's it. Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only a moment ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized it. Exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself. The defense has already done the explanation for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. At the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecution office, the murder being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment of the defendant used the murder weapon. Oh god. I knew the testimony was very too shabby. This was all a trap at the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial proposes is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Yes, so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. What else, Lana? What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what I just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution trap. What are you talking about? The cross-examination had proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defendant demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine the further other witness will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department unrelated. We have not prepared any other witness for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call certain Texas Rangers to the stand. Earl. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Or whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activity took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear the person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well done, Mr. Wright. This person whom you will have testify, what is this? Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel he would hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defendant's request. Since we have responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he worked in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is supposed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Oh God, my throat. Oh. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water, sorry. Okay. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking him for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't worry, you trust us, don't you? Trust me? Hope you don't. I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, there's gumshoe. What is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? It seems happier at a funeral. Sorry, detective. You better be. Pal. Hey, didn't see you there, she prosecute this guy. That's okay, so how you brought that, what I asked? Oh, you mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making a request. My name. Never in a million years I would have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, I thought Mr. Wright might need to them, so I had them brought here. Here you might do well to read them. I can't believe you there, Chief Prosecutor. Prosecutor were a witness in that case. Mr. Sky was a witness. SL9 files for the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with this series. Okay, incident number SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark, crime serial killer, sentenced death. Victim Edgeworth Jones, Eddie Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall, maybe related to Jake Marshall, maybe. Trial date, head prosecutor Ed Miles Edgeworth, witness Lana Sky, Emma Sky. Investigation task force, executive investigators Demon Gant, Lana Sky, head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Okay. Oh, what? Now that I brought you stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is here? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be Lana. This has not... Is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark. No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just with mine gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake, Marshall, Angel Star, Demon Gant, myself, Firth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at these files. I already have. To be continued. Is there a new day? Know what? I'm gonna just end this episode here. It's gonna be a short 20-minute episode. Sorry for this, but then I try to do Marshall next episode completely. So I hope you had a great day and all that. We see each other then somewhere in the future. I already recorded 2 episodes, so yeah, maybe I can finally beat this game. Have a nice day and bye.